Hello, my name is Elliana Pesina, and this is my 6th year being on this stage for God-given talent. Since last year, I've learned a lot through good and bad things that I've gone through. I got to go on a mission trip to Peru in the summer. I got my first job. I got closer to my family and with Jesus, and I made some pretty amazing friends. However, life started to get a little bit harder at the end of last year. My family and I started the year off in a hospital room praying for my twin sister, who got in a pretty bad accident on December 30th. Unfortunately, the other driver did not survive, but my sister miraculously did. The doctors told us that she wouldn't be able to get out of the hospital for 4 months, and she wouldn't be able to walk normally for longer because of substantial injuries in her hip and her knee. This was the scariest and hardest time for my family. However, God showed up, and she was out of the hospital in 1 week, and she was walking in 6 weeks. This was all God, because on December 30th, I never believed that this could be possible. Sorry. That wasn't the end of our battle, because during this time, I had trusted the wrong people who ended up making me realize why I only trust in God. Through all the darkness and heartbreak, I went to church and I worshiped God. Standing in front of me was my twin sister, singing the same words as me. This isn't the song I'm singing, but I just wanted to share this with you guys. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the worship song "Breathe." That was a song that we were singing for worship. The words say, "And I'm desperate for you. I'm lost without you." And in this moment, when I was singing these words, I remember it being so evident that God was telling me when I couldn't trust people, I could trust in Him. I realized that God was with us all that time. We didn't know what was going to come out of it. I realized that when we were in a valley going through this trial, it really does make us stronger and closer to Him. So the song I have for you guys today is called "Blessings" by Laura's Story. I chose this song because I feel that it perfectly describes how I feel about God getting my family and I through this tragedy. I hope it's encouraging to any of you who might be going through a valley or just coming out of one. So. We pray for blessings, we pray for peace, comfort for family, protection while we sleep. We pray for healing, for prosperity. We pray for your mighty hand to ease our suffering. And all the while, you hear each spoken need. Yet love is way too much to give us lesser things. 'Cause what if your blessings come through raindrops? What if your healing comes through tears? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? And what if trials of this life are your mercies in disguise? We pray for wisdom, your voice to hear. We cry in anger when we cannot feel you near. We doubt your goodness, we doubt your love, as if every promise from your word is not enough. And all the while, you hear each desperate plea, and long that we'd have faith to believe. 'Cause what if your blessings come through raindrops? What if your healing comes through tears? And what if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? And what if trials of this life are your mercies in disguise? When friends betray us, when darkness seems to win, we know that pain reminds us that this is not our home. It's not our home. 'Cause what if your blessings come through raindrops and your healing comes through tears? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what